Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Mandalore and Lego. Hope everybody's enjoying the festive period and had a good time. This week I'm going to concentrate on the back base plate there. First of all, what I want to do is I'm going to take it over to the table. Where the Starfighter is at the moment, I'm going to change the design of that. Just bring it down by a couple of bricks in the centre so that when the building stands on there, it's just kept in place and it doesn't fall over. Pretty similar to that, but nowhere near to the extreme of that one. I've gone a lot deeper on there, purely because of the fact there's going to be a lot of overhang on this side. This one is not going to be the case, but I do still want it so it fits there. So I'm going to put a lower plate and then build up the wall up by probably about 1 or 2 bricks and then plate it off once more. What I then want to do is start designing some of the bits that go on the back and also along that wall there, some smaller buildings, and also work out how I'm going to be doing the floor design. Previously, I was thinking about doing tiles. However, due to the patterns you see on the floor of Mandalore, I think it's going to need to be the snot technique using some of the slope pieces. So without further ado, let's get that over to the table and let's get started. And that's the back section all plated off. I've used 9 of the art plates on this part here, and then this is just using the 6x8 plates. And there's plenty of support underneath that, so I can put a lot of weight on there and it's not going anywhere. Now I've done that, I can start designing the floor plan that I'm going to have on here and also make a start on those buildings. So let's get to it. And here are the 2 generators all built up. This is probably about the 3rd or 4th attempt I made of these. There were a couple of different ones I came up with to start with, but wasn't happy with them. And it was just getting the right width right on the bottom section here. I changed that a couple of times. The height of this changed, but mainly it was the design in the middle. But I finally came up with one that I'm happy with. And this is what it was based off of. This is the image that I was using for the inspiration. And all in all, really pleased with how they've come out. Now that I built those 2 up, what I want to do next is create a control room for the power generators and any other machinery that may be operating in that part of Mandalore. And here we have the control room, and I have put 2 separate floors in here. There's a ladder that's leading up to the first one, and there is some computer screens on the right hand side there. Still got a little bit of tiling to do, and I'm just wondering whether to put any more details in here at all. It is quite dark and there will not be lights in this section of Mandalore. I think that if I put lights in there, I don't think it's going to bring much to it. I quite like the tone of the blue as it is at the moment, and if I put a light in there, it's just going to look too light, I think. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. I put a door on the side here, and that's using a snot brick and then some plates over the top and then a tile, and then there's the control panel on the side. But yeah, really happy with how that's come out. So let's move this over to the mock and see what it looks like. And there the three of them are together. I've knocked up a floor very quickly here just using the snot technique. I do need to get a lot more of inverted slopes in so I can do a lot more details. Now this floor section here is not what it's going to look like in the end. This is just something I've knocked up just purely so I could see how the buildings will look, to give me a better visual for how the city is coming on. There'll be, when I do the actual floor itself, there'll be more lines in here, and there'll also be some light tan colours in there as well. And depending on what part of the city it is, I would also be putting garden areas in. But all in all, really pleased with how that's come out. The generators there, they took an absolute age to do, and it was purely because I couldn't find a design that I was really happy with. But it was well worthwhile taking the time to come up with those in the end. Now, I'm not sure whether or not they're actually going to stay there. I was originally planning on bringing them down to this part here, but what I'll do first of all, I think, is build the main building that's going up here, because that's going to have a part that's coming out, and then another building that hangs down a little bit, and just see where it fits best. Over on this side, we're going to be having another main building. And again, I want to just see how everything goes before I put them in their final place. Now, along the back there, rather than have just a wall, there is going to be one building here, another sort of skyscraper-ish sort of building, but the rest of it, there wasn't going to be anything. And I'm thinking it might be better to have a brick wall along here rather than just seeing my actual wall there. That way I can do some of the patterns that you see in Mandalore, and I think it might also give it a more polished look on the mock. So that is just something that I am considering. Still need to order in the wedge plates for this area just here. However, I'm holding fire to see if the macaroni pieces I need to do the tunnels down here come in stock. Then I can order it all at the same time. As I mentioned last week, this section here isn't holding anything up on the mock. It'd just be nice to have it finished. I have ordered a few pieces in off of Bricklink to do the lift shaft there, so that is something I will be able to carry on with. And I'm still waiting for the order from Lego.com for the flame pieces to go in the forge. Once those have come in, I can then finish off that section there, which would be really nice to get done. Anyway, that's all we've got time for. I hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. Anyway, thanks for popping on by. Happy New Year to everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.